What's going on, guys? It's Nicole Charnel here. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do something I've never done, which is kind of give a summary of the 12-week year. I have shown you how I use the 12-week year, shown you my templates and my goals and all that, but summing up the book as a whole in hopes to give you a better understanding of how to use it to achieve your goals. Once again, my name is Nicole Charnel and I do videos on healthy intentional living, and that is just living your healthy life with intention. Okay, first of all, I broke my nail like right before this video and I'm trying not to show it and I feel like it's making me awkward. So we're just gonna let go of that. All right, so like I said, I just wanted to give you a summary of the 12-week year. If you don't know, the 12-week year is a book written by Brian P. Moran and Michael Lennington. And to sum up the book, and it's literally written on the cover, it's how to get more done in 12 weeks than most get done in 12 months. So to start, there are like three main points of the 12-week year. First, that setting annualized goals leads to complacency. And when you change your mindset from thinking about I need to achieve my goal in 12 months to saying to yourself, I need to achieve my goal in 12 weeks, it creates a sense of consistency because you have to be consistent to be able to reach this goal in a short amount of time. Second main point of the 12-week year is about time. Managing your time wisely is critical in achieving your goals. One of the key points about a good goal is having a time limit on it. So saying I want to lose weight can be a goal, but saying I want to lose a certain amount of weight by a certain time is more of a substantial goal. It also gives you more sense of urgency to continue to work towards the goal because you have a shorter time limit. And the last main point of the 12-week year is tracking or measuring your goals. You have to consistently track how close you are to your goals. This is where the tracking of the scoring system of the 12-week year comes into play. But let's rewind a little bit and go back to the first main point of the 12-week year. And just to let you know, I took all these notes from the book. So if you like reading books and you feel like you need to read to be able to retain the information, I really recommend you reading the book. December is usually the most performing month in businesses. So if you think about a regular business and they're doing sales, December is usually their best performing month. This is because in December, a lot of people have a sense of urgency. The year is about to end. Not only do we have Christmas, but we have New Year's right around the corner. And you think about the fact that you're running out of time. That sense of urgency is created automatically, makes you step up your game. Once you shrink the amount of time you have to complete this goal, taking it from the 12 months to the 12 weeks, you then automatically shift your mindset and you create that sense of urgency for 12 weeks. You say, okay, I don't have all year to achieve this goal. I only have 12 weeks. There's also another major term that's used within the 12-week year that's called periodization. Periodization is something that athletes actually use to better their skills. What they're doing is they're focusing on one skill for a short amount of time. So let's take a basketball player and dribbling maybe the skill. They will take a set amount of time, say 12 weeks, and they'll only focus on that skill. How can I be better at this skill? What am I doing wrong? How can I fix it? All playing towards the one skill, which is dribbling. When they take the time to concentrate on it, they have improved their chance of achieving the goal or bettering their skill by 80%. And just like the 12-week year, you're pinpointing the skill, you're working on it in a smaller stretch of time. Once again, creating that urgency, and you're giving it all your attention so you can achieve the goal within that 12 weeks. Now, something you also need to think about when you're doing the 12-week year is vision. If you are a regular viewer of my channel, you know I love talking about my vision and sharing my tips on how you can create a vision for your life. This is super important in the 12-week year because it's not just the end goal. Your vision is an overarching view of your whole entire life. So not just 1 year. So a lot of times when people create vision boards, they just think about the year. What do I want to accomplish within the year? But if you shift your mindset to creating a vision for your life, this is something that is not changing. You may like tweak a goal here and there, like saying, oh, instead of I want to make an annual salary of $70,000. $70,000 a year. This is what would make me happy. It might change in a couple years to $85,000 a year, but that doesn't change the vision, because the actual vision is I want to live a financially stable life and make a certain status of money. So it's still the overarching vision for your life. Then you use your vision to set your goals within the 12-week year. You take the vision that is a life vision and you break it down into the goals that you need to achieve within the 12 weeks. This sets your goals for your 12-week year. Next, we're going to talk about time. Managing your time wisely is critical when achieving your goals. Now, a 12-week year, you may think you're going to feel rushed. However, it starts and ends. It has a starting point, it has an ending point, okay? Yes, it's a sprint, but it's only for 12 weeks. And within that 12 weeks, you have to push hard. You have to push to get to that goal. You're going to have to do that anyway. When you make a goal, you have to work towards it. It's not going to just happen on its own. One of the biggest things about planning your time wisely is, one, you need to time block your time. Two, you need to plan for interruptions. And three, you need to remember that you need rest. These are pretty much the three type of blocks that you need to think about within your time within the day or your week, or within the whole 12 weeks. There are three different blocks that this whole week year talks about. First is a strategic block, second is a buffer block, and third is a breakout block. A strategic block is a 3-hour block of time where you eliminate all distractions and you focus on one task or within one goal. I have two big strategic blocks throughout my week. However, it really depends on your goal of how you break up or how you put in your strategic blocks. For example, I have 3 different goals. So how can I apply 3 different strategy blocks for 3 different goals within 1 week? You have to think about that. Once again, managing your time wisely. Your strategic block should not be interrupted. Now, what do you say? What am I supposed to do when my phone rings? What am I supposed to do when I get an email and I need to address something? You save that for block number 2, which is your buffer block. A buffer block is a 1 to 2 hour block that you have within your week. You can, of course, increase it or decrease it depending on your goal, but it's at least 1 to 2 hours where you take the time to address said interruptions. So people are going to call you, people are going to email you, they need something from you. Or it could just be a normal distraction, right? If you're in your strategic block, I would first recommend your phone on Do Not Disturb. Our phones are amazing, and they also have settings where you can allow certain numbers to come through. So I think the setting is you set it so your favorites can come through. So if you just allow your favorites to come through on your phone, you know that these are just the top 10 or top 8 people that may call you, that may actually need an emergency. Other than that, that person can go to voicemail, they can leave a voicemail, and you can address it in your buffer block. So like I said, your buffer block is 1 to 2 hours per week where you address the interruptions. Planning time to address the interruptions will allow you to minimize how the interruptions feel when they happen during a strategic block when you're supposed to be working on something else, because you know you have a time set aside to address that. Now, like I said, it really depends on your goal of how often this is, how long these blocks are, but you just remember the main thing is your strategic block should be a long block of time where you can focus on one goal or focus on one task and no interruptions. Buffer block, you take care of the interruptions. And the last block is the breakout block. Like I said, you need rest, you need time to decompress. This is where the breakout blocks come in. So the breakout block is time for yourself, and you should have at least 1 hour per week according to the book, The 12-Week Year. I say you can add a little bit more time to that depending on what your goal is or depending on what you do for your breakout block. But you just have to remember that 1, the rest is important, and 2, it's okay to plan the rest in. It doesn't make it any less important. Think of it as you're planning a date, right? Like you have to decide where you're going. Most of the time you have to check the restaurant time. You have to see where time where you're not working. If you're going with someone, are they available? You know what I mean? So sometimes people think of planning as a bad thing, like, oh, everything is just so strict, I can't move it around, da da da. Well, first of all, things have open and closing times, so you have to plan within that time. It's no more strict than regular life. It really is. Like, it really just blows my mind when people be like, I hate planning. It makes everything so strict. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. It gives you a guide, and then you can still decide whether or not to do the thing or not do the thing. But it gives you a guide and it gives you direction, so you're not just flailing about and feeling like you're all over the place. Planning your rest time, your breakout blocks, super key, super clutch. Sometimes depending on my 12-week year, I will hustle hard until I have a certain time during my 12-week year where I know I'm going to relax. For example, this next 12-week year that I'm currently in, I have a vacation week planned within there that I already had, but I knew I wanted to do a 12-week year at this specific time. So I just know that I can't be super lax because I still need to hit my goals within the time, because I have a whole 7 days where I'm not gonna be hitting my goals probably. So remember to grind now, so then later on I can enjoy my breakout block. So the last major thing we're gonna talk about is tracking and measuring. So this is how you stay accountable to yourself. Tracking yourself, measuring yourself, and having some type of numerical system to say what you're doing or what you're doing towards your goals. Think about it as the only way you can track if you lost weight is to get on the scale and weigh yourself, or to use a measuring tape to weigh parts of your body. This is a numerical way of measuring whether or not you lost weight. So think about that the same way with this portion or this step of the 12-week year. Is you have to track yourself, and this helps you stay accountable to yourself, and this helps you have confidence in yourself to achieve your goal. You may be saying, Nicole, this sounds crazy. Like, who cares if I stay accountable with yourself? Well, you care because you want to achieve your goals. It's important to stay accountable to yourself. And you may say, well, how am I going to stay accountable to myself? My first suggestion, and of course the book's is too, is to get an accountability partner. Now, your accountability partner doesn't have to be doing the 12-week year with you. It's just someone who can hold you accountable during your 12-week year. The person you want to pick is just someone that you know will listen to you, help you write down your goals, and talk you through if you're getting stuck, and give you encouragement. Okay, so it can just be anybody that you can do that with. Or you can get someone who's doing the 12-week year with you and would be okay being your accountability partner, because they need one as well. But like I said, you want to stay consistent. You want to track yourself so you can be accountable to yourself. You need to score yourself every single week. This is essential. This is key. This is a non-negotiable for achieving your goals. Being able to track it some way, being able to score it some type of way every single week. Remember, it's only 12 weeks, so you have to hustle. And the only way to know if you're working towards your goals is to create a tracking system. So this brings me into another set of terms that the 12-week year uses: lead indicators and lag indicators. To kind of break it down, a lag indicator is the measure of the end result. So for example, the losing of the 10 pounds. The lead indicator is a specific action you take to meet the goal or to meet the end result. So this is what I'm doing to lose the 10 pounds. A lot of times we focus more on the lag. Okay, I'm trying to lose the 10 pounds, but what are you doing to lose the 10 pounds? I'm trying to save the money, but what are you doing to try to save the money? These are the things you need to focus on, the lead indicators. Remember, you have less control over the results if you don't focus on what you're doing to reach the results. This is why creating a tracking system or a scoring system for your week is super important. Do it at the end of every week. You don't want to skip it, because if you achieve a score of 80 to 85%, you are going to achieve your goal. Now, how you create this score is up to you, but the way I do it is I have a number of tasks to complete within the week. I check off the tasks, and then when I get to the end of the week, if I've completed all the tasks, or say I've completed 8 out of 10, I have a score of 80%. Now, however you create your scoring system it's up to you. You can create it. The book tells you that. Like, it doesn't give you like a way to create it. It gives you examples of what they suggest, but you can create however you want to make the scoring system. But the main thing is that you have a scoring system. This is how you will achieve your goals through the 12-week year. This system works as long as you apply yourself. Make sure you pay attention to your time. Make sure you pay attention to your goals. Have a vision for your life within whatever terms you create, but you have to hold yourself accountable and you have to strive for the goals. You can no longer think, okay, this is an annualized goal. I'll reach the goal at the end of a year, but I'll just use this 12 weeks or a quarter, which is what a lot of people like to say, to reach part of this goal. No, 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 no. This is not quarterly planning. This is not quarterly goal setting. This is a 12-week year. You have week 1 through 12 to accomplish the goal, or that's it. And then you start all over. That's also something I love about the 12-week year, is that I can start it at any time that I want. I don't have to wait for the quarter. I didn't do that. I haven't done that with any of my 12-week years. I've just, as soon as I finished setting up, I started on that next week, and that was my 12-week year. So I hope that summary and explanation really helps you with the 12-week year. If you don't know, I have plenty of videos on my channel about the 12-week year, how I use it, how I've set it up. I also have a Notion template I'll link down below with my 12-week year template that I use in Notion and how I track my weeks. So I will share that with you as well. If you're about to go in a 12-week year and you need some help, even if you need an accountability partner, leave me a comment down below. I would love to help you achieve your goals by being an accountability partner for you. If you want some more information, don't hesitate to leave me a comment. That's all I have for this video of the summary of the 12-week year. I hope it helps you if you are trying to achieve any type of goal that you may have, if you're looking for a great way to achieve your goals. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, you can do so by hitting my face down below. And if you haven't seen my previous video on how I set up my 12-week year that I'm currently in, you can check out that video. It is linked as well. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.